does
something new to
accountability
me
mean
right
to
now.
you?
What does accountability mean to me?
Yeah, what does accountability mean? Why are you
Accountability?
like always shaking? You nervous?
No.
Okay.
Is your mama nervous?
No. When it comes to me, maybe. Hmm. Mic check, mic check. What does accountability look like to you?
Accountability, what it looks like.
What does it look like, or what does it mean? What does it mean to be accountable?
I mean, accountability to take account for anything that you ever did, said, think, feel, whatever. To take account. So, um, take responsibility for, um, to stand up and raise your hand and say it was me.
It was me.
So, I mean, that's like to me basic definition of accountability is to take account for something.
To take account for something. Accountability, the fact or condition of being accountable. Responsibility. Sounds like you summed it up.
Sounds like I know
So
what I'm talking about.
one thing that I love to unpack things. I'm a thinker. I analyze things. What why do people feel like when you hold them accountable that you are judging them? Or do they why is accountability linked to judgment for some individuals?
Because it doesn't feel good. like, like accountability does not feel good. Everybody wants to take accountability for things that they do good.
Yeah, I definitely did that. I
I made that
definitely
3-pointer. Oh yeah. I made that touchdown. Yes, sir. I made that money. Yes, sir. Like I'll take accountability all day for the easy. Like, yes, I
for
did
the
that.
good things.
But for something that's like I hurt your feelings, that
So
wasn't me.
so when you hold someone accountable and you're telling them like, "Hey, this really offended me or this upset me," and the response is like, "So you think you're God?" What what where does that come from?
I don't know, man. Like that is to me is just I don't know.
It's
It's
because it's
crazy.
instantly in their brain. I feel like for that to be a response, it has to be coming from a place of like, you must not think you can do no wrong, or like,
It's almost to say like only God can say this to me.
yes, yeah,
That's
definitely.
what
Like only God
like,
can judge me. But
like
it's like
only
I'm
God
not
can
even
say
judging
something
you.
to me about what I
I'm
did.
literally just telling you that like, hey, you might have done this and it impacted me. You might have done that, and like it triggered me. It upset me. This offended me. Like a little kid gets pushed, and you shouldn't say nothing. Don't tell the other individual like, hey, you just pushed me. You bumped into me, or don't tell teachers. Don't don't bring to attention the wrongdoing that was done. And
Let's
if
just
you do,
move
you're
on.
God. You think you're God.
Yeah, that's yeah.
That's asinine.
I mean I don't even know. Like that's just I don't know. I we got kids, so like like that's almost to say, well, if I'm have to be even accountable to my children. If they tell me, "Oh, Dad, you hurt my
For
feelings," I have to
sure.
come back and say, "Hey, I'm sorry. I didn't. That
Yeah.
wasn't my intent. I wasn't trying to, or that was my intent.
Yeah.
Like I was trying to hurt your feelings, whatever." Like I just think people to they love to be dismissive of anything that has to do with that was me when it was something that was associated with being negative from a point of view.
Yeah. I definitely like, I think I don't really struggle that, I don't struggle often with being held accountable.
No.
And I don't know if it's because I think all my life I feel like fingers were always pointed at me for like, oh, you're fat, you did this, you have a mouth on you, you talk back, or like just I think that everything that I've ever done growing up, I was always held accountable for it. I often had to answer for everything I did that was wrong. I think everything was under a microscope. So after a while, I started to just say, man, okay, I am these things, or I did do these things, and like, look, I had no choice but to look myself in the mirror and start doing the work and hold myself accountable to like, okay, well, if you're these things that they say you are, you do these things that people say you do, like, then, I mean, either you're going to admit that that's what you are and do better, or because how can you do better if you don't hold your own self accountable? Like,
Yeah.
maybe I haven't quite cracked why I don't struggle being held accountable, but
I mean, I think big part of it is your upbringing for sure. Like I remember like when we first started dating, like it was almost like Eminem. Like I think about Eminem, like the Eighth Mile movie, and like how he's like whenever he's rapping about himself. I am white. I am these things.
yeah,
He's basically saying all of these things. So he takes all the power away from you. You have no power to say anything that's negative about me because I've already said it.
yeah,
Everything that you would think to say, I said it. Like
yeah,
you
very
have
true.
no power. So like I think when you were growing up, especially now as we've gotten older and we got to know each other far better and then know each other's families and stuff like that, like your family, like you grew up in a family where you were always told you are this, you are this, you are this, you are this, all these negative things.
Yeah,
Nobody's fostering like, oh, you are actually these good things too. They just
yeah,
told you all the negative stuff. You are this, you are this, you are this.
yeah,
So it made it easy for you to just become like, okay, I am this. What am I gonna do about it? Like
yeah.
I remember like we having conversation with you like this girl is crazy. Like who talks about their problems like that?
Oh
Nobody
yeah,
does
just
that. Like
outright up
yeah,
front. Yeah,
like
I do remember
I
that
didn't come
happening a
from a
lot.
family where you just talk about your downfalls or like
Yeah,
the failure in your life. Like, hey, actually, I have struggled with this. It's okay,
yeah,
and
you're right.
I'm doing this to figure it out.
Yeah, but I feel like with that, I mean, like with that upbringing, it if anything, I feel like it just helped me attack things. It helped me learn
Yeah,
like I'm gonna attack these things and I'm gonna attack them head on. And then with that, I feel like in how we're raising our children, it's like, look, you need to be accountable for these things. So it's I think that like as we grow up and as we're raising our children, it makes me even an even better person to
yeah,
where I the same way that I feel like we love our children the way God loves us is the same way that I want the same upbringing that we're incorporating with our children to also be extended to the other people we do life with. Because, like, I oftentimes feel like other relationships that I have, people don't want to be held accountable.
yeah,
If someone offends me or does something to me, I've tried the approach of don't say anything. And then 9 times out of 10, they're definitely going to do it again because you didn't address the behavior
mm-hmm.
you didn't bring the issue that was a concern to them. So as I get older and the more I'm doing life with individuals, I definitely think that it is very important to hold people accountable. It's just I'm learning that a lot of people don't want to be held accountable. So even though it is important to hold individuals accountable, they don't want to be held accountable.
Not at all. But I mean, I think even on a, if we think about it on a spiritual level, right? Like one thing that I learned from you, even while we're talking right now, is like you take the power away from somebody else. Who are we trying to take the power away from? The devil has no power.
Right.
Whenever you hold yourself accountable to these things, you take his power away. He can't tell you these secrets about yourself.
Right.
Oh, well, you
Yeah.
know you did this, or you know you feel like this, or you know you
Yeah,
did.
that's so
No, you
real.
take the
That's good.
power. No, this is I have done this, but this is not who I am.
Right.
I'm going to strive to be better than this. This is just a blip in the
That's
road. I'm not going
good.
to allow this to stunt my growth. It's not going to stunt me in any way. I'm just going to say, okay, yes, I did do this. I'm apologize if this is something you need to apologize for or anything like that. Like
Yeah.
I'm apologize for this, but I'm not gonna allow that to stop me from where I'm gonna. I gotta
Right.
go. We gotta
Yeah.
go.
Yeah. And then not live in shame behind it. For sure.
Yeah,
That's really good. Because I think oftentimes, like, sometimes you don't want to take accountability because then and if you do, then it's like, oh, I have to hide. I'm in shame.
yeah,
When really it's like, no, I did do it. I'm owning up to it. Like you said, it's not who I am. This is just something that I may have done. Forgive me for it. Ask God for forgiveness and then do better.
yep.
I like that. So on the other side of accountability, what is it? I think there's growth. There is a lot of growth and healthiness on the other side of accountability. And I also think that like the Bible calls us to hold one another accountable. Like it doesn't say judge judge others. It says that we're supposed to hold each other accountable. Like that's part of our obligation to one another. Like
Yeah, I mean the whole uh, Bible verse that talks about iron sharpening iron. Like, how can iron sharpen iron if nobody knows what anybody's doing?
right.
You can't.
Yeah.
all you going off of is what you think. You can't, like, we can't have conversations, open conversations. Say, hey, I'm struggling with this. This is something that I've done. Okay, okay. That's the first part. We are holding ourselves accountable to what we've done. But how do we get better? We got to talk about it. We got to, hey, this is actually, the word says this,
Yeah.
um,
Always
or
back to the word.
this is how I experience what you're talking about right now in my life. How
Yeah.
can we become better? But you can, if you know, if there's never any accountability in that, because all you're doing is just running away and running in a circle.
Yeah.
I didn't do that. I didn't do that. I didn't do that. Okay, so what? What did you do? All the good things.
Nothing.
Like, like, like all the good things. You did all the good things, and if somebody says anything good about you, that's it. I'll take
Yeah.
accountability for that.
Definitely
But
didn't do
if I
wrong.
hurt your feelings, nope, that was not me. I
Yeah.
didn't do that.
Or the apologies, like the apologies where people say like I'm sorry if
If
I
I'm sorry
I'm
if
sorry if
I offended
I
you,
or I'm sorry that you feel I no
no,
owning it
you have
looks
to address
like
the hurt.
yeah
You got to address the hurt, because it's
yeah
not, regardless of what you did, it's the addressing, the actual addressing that person's, because it takes courage to even tell somebody that you hurt my feelings.
right
Like, you actually did this and it does hurt my feelings. Like, this hurt me. So for somebody to bring that to your attention, that within itself takes courage.
right
So you need to do the also courageous part and say, you know what, man, I'm sorry that I made you feel that way.
yeah
Like, not I'm sorry if I made you feel that way,
yeah
because it's
because
not if,
they're
this
already
person's already telling you
communicating
that they feel this way. I'm sorry that I made you feel that way.
yeah
That's not my intent, whatever the case. Like, but it's not if. There's no ifs
yeah
in I don't know. I just, we've been through a lot of stuff.
for
I
sure
used to apologize like that. That's trash. Like,
yeah
if I, well, because all you're doing is trying to figure out a way to say sorry without taking the
without
real
taking
accountability.
real
You don't want no real accountability in that. Well, if I did something, it's almost like I don't agree with what you're saying, but I'm
yeah
gonna just say sorry because you want me to say sorry.
yeah
That's trash. There's no accountability in that. If come on, man.
yeah
If your kid come up to you, somebody who you really care about, that's up under you, they come to you, they tell you something's wrong with them, and it may be your fault. You don't say, well, if I did something.
yeah
No, that's bad. That's just bad teaching to me. I've seen it though.
yeah you have to apologize address the hurt and you have to apologize for what you actually did like
Yeah,
regardless if you think that you hurt this person or if your perspective is different. I definitely think that if someone's bringing something honestly to your attention, you have to address the hurt.
for sure.
Yeah.
For
And
sure.
I honestly want to be held accountable. Like for things that I do, you don't really have the opportunity to really catch me in some stuff. But meaning like I'm gonna already have addressed it. Most likely, it does not take me long. I will say, like from my own experience, that when my kids hold me accountable, that stings.
Oh
Like
yeah.
that accountability does sting. And it's like I don't really remember it like that. But I like when my children hold me accountable. I think that is the one time in my life where I'm like
Yeah,
they
because I think
got
it's
me.
something that you take extremely, like, you take it serious. You are very passionate about being a mom. So I
Yeah.
think whenever it's an area that's like, actually, mama, that's not
What?
really how I remember that, and I don't like the way it makes me feel. For you, no matter, your intent is never to hurt. Your
Yeah.
intent is always to, like, bring, like, I want to be known as being a good mom. Like,
Yeah.
so whenever they bring something to your attention, it's like, dang,
Yeah, especially your first child. I feel like that was my experimental period.
learning,
So
you learning
I was
experiences.
like,
Yeah.
you mean I did that wrong like for that long? Yeah. So I definitely have moments where I'm called to be held accountable. And it hurts.